Okay. Today I want to talk about section 4.2, the definite integral. This is like outline. The first one, the definition of the definite integral. Second one, evaluating a definite integral algebraically. The evaluating a definite integral geometrically. The last one, I would like to talk about properties of the integrals. The first one, this is like a definition of a definite integral. So this definition is from section 4.1. So function f is defined for all closed interval ab. We divide interval ab into n subintervals of equal width. Delta x equals b minus a over n. So x0 is like a, x1, x2, xn equals b, the end points of these subintervals, x1 star, x2 star, xn star be any sample points in these subintervals. So what does it mean here? So we have the one subinterval here, xi minus 1 and xi. Here, you can choose any point between xi minus 1 xi. We can denote this is xi star. So this is any point between xi minus 1 xi that we call sample point. So like this, xi star lies in the ith subinterval xi minus 1 and xi. The definite integral of f from a to b is integral from a to b f of x dx equals limit n is approaching infinity, summation from I equal to 1 to n f of xi star times delta x. The f is integrable on integral ab if this limit exists. This is another definition. The first note, was it like this notation? This is integral sign. F of x is integral. The a is lower limit, b is upper limit. The procedure of calculating an integral is called integration. Second note, the definite integral is a number. You can calculate this limit value. This is a number. So it does not depend on t. So integral from a to b f of x dx. Integral from a to b f of t dt. Integral from a to b f of r dr. So integral doesn't change like this. So what does it mean? You can change this one to the t, only variable t, but only variable t, value doesn't change. The limit value doesn't change. You can change variable, but integral value does not change. Third one, f of x equals positive. X is between a and b. So do you know this one? This is exactly from the last lecture, the yesterday lecture from the Kasha. So sum of area of a rectangle is Riemann sum. Summation from I equal to 1 to n, f of xi star delta x. F of xi star delta x is exactly area of a rectangle. You have to add all rectangles from I equal to 1 to n. So this one is exactly same to all area of rectangles. This is like Riemann sum that we call. This is Riemann sum. So like this. So you can take limit. What happens? So exactly area under the curve. So what does it mean? This is error is decreasing, going to zero. So exactly area under the curve. Just to take limit. So this is exactly same to integral from a to b f of x dx. Was it like a geometric meaning of definite integral? The geometric meaning of definite integral is area under the curve y equals f of x from a to b if function f of x is the above the x-axis, the x-axis. So we think about general function. This is a function. The y equals f of x is above x-axis, below x-axis, that's above x-axis. So what's that? The area of R1 is like A1. Area of R2 is, we call the A2. The area of R3 is A3. What is integral from A to B f of x dx? This is exactly A1 minus A2 plus A3. So what does it mean? The graph of f is above x-axis, positive area. Below x-axis, we have negative area. So we call net area. This is geometric meaning of definite integral. Theorem. The function f is continuous on closed interval ab, or f has only a finite number of jump discontinuity. f is integrable on interval ab. The definite integral exists. Does it make sense? This doesn't make sense. I can show geometrically. The graph is here, continuous from here to here. The function f is like continuous. What is integral from a to b f of x dx? The geometric meaning is area under the curve. You can calculate this area is like a, what does it mean? Definite integral is finite number. Integral exists. Is it true? So one more. Function f has only finite number of jump discontinuity. What happens? The graph is like this. So we have one jump discontinuity A to B. Here, this is like C. What is integral from A to B f of x dx? You can use exact definition of definite integral by using limit and partial sum, summation from I equal to 1 to n, the f of xi star times delta x, and take limit. So this is exactly same to area under the curve from A to C plus under the area C to B. So this area is like A1. This area is like A2. This one is exactly same to A1 plus A2. A1 is a finite number, A2 is a finite number. So what does it mean? Definite integral is finite. So definite integral exists. So this statement is true. So integrable. So one more. Function f is integrable on interval ab. So what is the integral from a to b f of x dx? The exact definition is limit n approaching infinity summation from I equal to 1 to n f of xi star times delta x. So we have some choices of xi star. Xi star is the right-hand point xi or left-hand point xi minus 1. midpoint is xi minus 1 plus xi over 2 delta x. It doesn't matter. You can choose any xi star. Xi star is sample point. Xi star is any number between xi minus 1 and xi. So delta x is b minus a of n. xi is a plus I times delta x. So this definition is from the previous section, section 4.1. xi is right-hand point. xi minus 1 is left-hand point. xi minus 1 plus xi over 2 is midpoint, right? So what does it mean? So this meaning is like this. So we have one sub-interval, xi minus 1, xi. What's like xi star? xi star is any point between xi minus 1 and xi. So you can choose xi is xi star. This is right-hand point. You can choose xi minus 1, the left-hand point. It doesn't matter. You can choose midpoint like xi minus 1 plus xi over 2. So we have infinitely many choices. In this case, we have 3 special cases. The left-hand point, right-hand point, or midpoint. To express limit n approaching infinity integral I equal to 1 to n minus 1 plus 4 over ni squared plus 2 times minus 1 plus 4 over ni 4 over n. How can solve? So we can solve like this one. This is a given. You can compare with the definition of definite integral by using right-hand point here. This one is exactly same too. I'm going to use this definition, right-hand point, this one. So like this. You can compare. What is delta x? So this delta x is exactly this one. 4. This is log of delta x. What's it like xi? This xi is exactly inside one. We have same expression, minus 1 plus 4 over ni, minus 1 plus 4 over ni. This is xi. So you can use definition of delta x. What's it like delta x? So from the previous one here, delta x is b minus a of n. What is xi? Xi is a plus I times delta x. So you can use like this. Here, delta x. What's it like delta x? b minus a of n. You can plug into here. What's xi? The definition of xi is exactly a plus I times delta x. We have this equation. The next two, what's that? We have two equations. So b minus a equals 4. This is one equation. One more. What is a? A equals minus 1. We have two equations like this. So next, you have to plug a equals minus 1 into here. What's that? We have p minus negative 1 equaled 4. This is same to p plus 1 equaled 4. Subtract 1 from both sides. What's it like b? b equals 3. So we have it. You plug b equals 3 into here. A equals minus 1 into here. So we have these two numbers. Same to what? Integral from minus 1 to 3. We have it. Next, you have to find f of x. What's it like f of x? You can compare. Minus 1 plus 4 of ni squared plus 2 times minus 1 plus 4 of ni is f of xi. What's it like minus 1 plus 4 of ni? Xi. You plug this one into here. So what happens? xi square plus 2 times xi, exactly same to f of xi. So what is f of x? Idea is very simple. Only eliminate I. Exactly x squared plus 2x. So we have answer. F of x is x squared plus 2x dx. That's it. This is whole idea. The given limit definition, we can change it to definite integral form. This is idea. So like this. The next one, evaluating a definite integral algebraically. How can you find? We can use these rules. Was it like a summation I equal to 1 to n I? So we have this rule, n times n plus 1 over 2. Was it like a summation I equal to 1 to n I squared? We have n times n plus 1 times 2n plus 1 over 6. What's the summation? I equals 1 to n I cube. We have n times n plus 1 over 2 squared. This is the exact formulas. One more. What is summation I equal to 1 to n c? I can show something here. I can show this kind of things. Was like a rule. So one example is summation I equal to 1, 2, 3, 5. Was like a first term? The first term is 5. Second term is 5. Third term is 5. Exactly 5 times 3. Is right? Exactly 5 times 3. Was like answer? Summation I equals 1 to n c is exactly c times n. We have one rule. n times c, c times n. What's the summation I equal to 1 to n ci? Here I can show rule summation I equal to 1 to 3. So 5 times ai. What does it mean? Plug 1, 5 times a1. Plug 2, 5 times a2. Plus plug 3, 5 times a3. So 5 is common factor. Factor of 5 is a1 plus a2 plus a3. So what does it mean? Change it back to summation form. Summation I equaled 1 to 3 ai. So what does it mean? You can take out 5. This is possible. So answer is C times summation. I equaled 1 to n ai. This is whole idea. So next, what's the summation ai plus or minus pi? I want to use positive one first, negative one. We have same answer. The summation I equaled 1 to n. So I can think about the simple number 3. I equals 1 to 3, a1 ai plus pi. How can you solve? You plug 1, a1 plus p1 is the first one. Plus, what's the second one? Plug 2, a2 plus p2. Plus, we can plug 3, a3 plus p3. So what's that? You have to rearrange. A1 plus, A2 plus, A3. Exactly, change back to summation form. So I equaled 1 to 3, AI plus. You can reorder B part. B1 plus, B2 plus, B3. Change back to summation form. I equaled 1 to 3, pi. So what does it mean? Distribute summation. This is possible. So we have like this. So remark, summation AI times BI don't change summation AI times summation BI. It's wrong. It's wrong. The summation AI over BI don't distribute summation to the top and the bottom. This is wrong. This is wrong. So evaluate integral from 1 to 3, 6x squared minus 6x plus 1 dx by using the limit definition of a definite integral with right endpoint. Right? So what's that? Integral from a to b f of x dx is limit n approach infinity I equal to 1 to n f of xi times delta x. Right? So how can you find so this one? What is delta x? B minus a of n. What is xi? A plus I times delta x. This is idea. So how can you find? So you can define the like this. So what's like a? The here, what is a? So we have this is a is 1. So we have it here. I can write a is 1. What's it like b? B is 3. B is 3. So like this. The next two, so you can find delta x. You can plug b and 3 a equals 1 into here. B is 3. A is 1. What is delta x? So we have delta x is right here is better. So delta x is 3 minus 1 over n is 2 over n. This one. The next was like xi, same. A equals 1. You can plug a equals 1 into here. A is 1. Was it like delta x? Delta x is here. 2 of n. You plug 2 of n into the here. So we have, what is xi? Xi is 1 plus, so delta x is 2 over n. So we have 2 over n times I. So like this. So the next two. So you have to plug these values into here. So what's like limit things? I can just show a little bit. So far, so we have this result. This one, so we have it, so like this. This one, so we have this result. Next, you can change it. This one to the limit n approach infinity f of xi times delta x. So you have to plug the xi 1 plus 2 over ni into here. So what's like delta x? 2 over n. 2 over n into here. So we have limit and approaches infinity. So we have summation I equal to 1 to n. We have f of 1 plus 2 over ni times delta x is 2 over n. So like this. Right? So we have it. The next thing. So you have to plug 1 plus 2 over ni into this x. Plug into here. Into here. So what's that? We have it. That's right. You plug 1 plus 2 over ni into this x exactly. The 6 times xi square, 1 plus 2 over ni square minus 6 times 1 plus 2 over ni plus 1. We have it. The next thing, you have to expand. What is 1 plus 2 over ni squared? 1 plus 2 over ni squared is like this. You can use FOIL rule. Here, 1 plus 2 over ni times 1 plus 2 over ni. The 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 over ni is 2 over ni. The 2 over ni times 1 is 2 over ni. Last one, 2 over ni times 2 over ni. Exactly 2 over ni times 2 over ni. You simplify. 1 plus 2 over ni plus 2 over ni is 4 over ni. Here, 2 over n times 2 over n is plus 4 over n squared. The I times I is I squared. Do we have here? Like this, right? The next thing, you have to distribute 6. Same to limit n approach infinity, summation from I equal to 1 to n. You can distribute 6. So 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24 over ni plus same. 6 times 4 is 24 over n squared times I squared. Next, you can distribute negative 6 to the 1 and 2 over ni. This is negative 6 minus 12 over ni. You can keep plus 1 times 2 over n and calculate. Limit n approaching infinity, summation from I equal to 1 to n. So I'm going to simplify this one. How can you simplify? The 6 is cancelled. We have only 1. We have only 1. The next, the 24 over ni minus 12 over ni. Exactly 12 over ni. So like this, plus. Remaining thing is 24 over n squared I squared. 24 over n squared I squared times 2 over n. So like this, is right? So we have this form. So this is here. So like this. So we have it. The next here. You can distribute 2 over n. You distribute 2 over n. So like this. So we have this result. The 1 times 2 over n is 2 over n. The 12 over ni times 2 over n. The 12 times 2 is 24. N times n is n squared. You have to keep I. The next one, 24 times 2 is 48. N squared times n is n cubed. You have to keep I squared. So we have it. So next to you, do you remember this one? We can distribute summation. Here, we can distribute summation. Here, here, and here. We can distribute. So what's that? We have limit. N approaches infinity. So we have summation I equal 1 to n, 2 over n, plus summation from I equal to 1 to n, 24 over n squared times I plus summation I equal 1 to n, 48 over n cubed I squared. So we have this form. So like this, right? You can like this one. So we have it. The next thing. Do you remember this one? So we have summation I equal to 1 to n c times ai. You can take out constant c. So we have c times summation I equal to 1 to n ai. So here, the 24 over n squared doesn't have I like constant with respect to I. You can take out. Same. 48 over n cubed is constant with respect to I. Take out 48 over n cubed. So we have it. The next thing, you have to use formula. What's it like a formula? Do you know this one? Summation I equal 1 to n. Constant c is exactly n times c. So the 2 of n is like log of constant. So we have limit n approaches infinity. This is n times 2 over n plus keep 24 over n squared. So we can consider like a previous summation formula. So what is summation I? I equal to 1 to n. Summation I is n times n plus 1 over 2 plus you have to keep 48 over n cubed. 48 over n cubed times summation I squared is, we have a formula. The formula is the n times n plus 1 times 2n plus 1 over 6. So we have this result. So like this. The next thing, you have to simplify limit n approaches infinity. You can cross out common factor n, only 2, plus same. Cross out n, cross out 2, only 12. So we have 12 n plus 1 over n. So here, you just only eliminate 1n, change 2. 6 is crossed out. This is what? Only 8, right? This is 8. So we have plus 8 times n plus 1, so 2n plus 1 over n squared. The next, you have to expand. Limit n approaches infinity, we have 2 plus, what's that? Distribute 12. 12 n plus 12 over n plus you have to expand. What's that? This is 8 times the n times 2n is 2n squared. The inner outer. Outer is n times n is n. Inner 1 times 2n is 2n. n plus 2n is 3 times n. The next, last. The 1 times 1 is only 1. Next, distribute 8. So we have 16n squared plus 24n plus 8 over n squared. So we have this result. So like this. So we have it, this one. Next, you have to split. You have to split. How can you split? This one. What is this one? This one is the 12n over n plus 12 over n. n is crossed out, 12 plus 12 over n. Same, you have to split this one, this one, this one. So what's that? 16 n squared over n squared plus 24 over n times n squared plus 8 over n squared. N squared crossed out, just 16. 1 n is crossed out plus 24 over n. Last one is 8 over n squared. So what's that? Same to limit. N approaches infinity. So 2 plus, what's like the first one? We have 12 plus 12 over n. 12 plus 12 over n plus. Last one is 16 plus 24 over n plus 8 over n squared. So 16 plus 24 over n plus 8 over n squared. Next, take limit. N is approaching infinity. What happens to 12 of n? 12 of n is going to 0. The 24 of n is going to 0. 8 of n squared is going to 0. What's like a remaining number? 2 plus 12 plus 16. We have 2 plus 12 plus 16. So this is the same to the 14 plus 16 is 30. We have this answer. Don't like this. This is the whole idea for solving this problem. The next one. So we think about evaluating a definite integral geometrically. So what does it mean? You can sketch the graph. We can use net area. So you can use net area. What's like a definite integral? We can use this idea. The graph is given. Graph is like this. The y equals f of x is given from a to b. What is the integral a to b f of x dx? You need to find this area first. We can write a1. Find this area, we write a2. Find this area, this is a3. Above x-axis, positive 1. The below x-axis, negative 1. The above x-axis, positive 1. So that's it. This is the whole idea for finding area. The above x-axis, positive area. Below x-axis, negative area. So we call the net area. It's like a geometric method for solving problems. So, so what is like the next step? We can use this one. So evaluate the following integrals by interpreting each in terms of area. So how can sketch the graphic? So here, you can draw x minus 1 first. You can draw x minus 1, so like this. So x minus 1, what's that? We can write x minus 1 is like y. Y equals x minus 1. The slope is 1, y-intercept is minus 1. The y-intercept is here minus 1. You can plug some the 0 into y, solve for x. 0 equals x minus 1. You can plug 0 into y, solve x minus 1, x equals 1. This is x-intercept. So graph is passing through like this till 3. What is y value at 3? You can plug 3 into x. So we have y equals 3 minus 1. We have 2. So like this. So what is geometric meaning of a definite integral? You can find this area. You can find this area. This is idea. What like this area? This is right triangle, exactly base times height. Base is 1, height is 1. So 1/2 times 1 times 1. We have 1 over 2. What's the area of this one? Same. Base times height. The base is 2. Height is 2. Exactly. 1 over 2 times base is 2, height is 2. 2 is crossed out, only 2. So what is integral from 0 to 3? X minus 1 dx here. This area is below x-axis. We can use negative 1, net area. So this one is above x-axis, positive 2. Answer is 3 over 2. That's it. This is the whole idea for finding area by using the geometric method. The second one, the very similar. So what's that? Here, the square root of 1 minus x, you can write y. So what happens? So y equals square root of 1 minus x squared. I want to square the both sides. Y equals square root of 1 minus x squared. We can square the both sides. So what happens here? Y squared equals 1 minus x squared. You add it. X squared to the both sides. What's that? X squared plus y squared equals 1. What's that? This is circle. The circle. What is it like? Center. Center is 0, 0. Origin. Radius is, this is like 1 square. Radius is 1. So one more. This is not whole circle. Only half circle. Why? Y value is positive square root of 1 minus x squared. Always greater than y equal to 0. Exactly half circle. So we have this one. What's half one? The radius is 1. Radius is 1. Is half. One more. What is lower limit? 0. Upper limit is 1. Exactly quarter over circle. This is the idea. So how can you find quarter of a circle? The area of a circle is pi times r squared, exactly quarter. So we have 1 over 4 times pi times what's like r. In this case, radius is 1 square. Answer is pi over 4. So what's like a final answer? Integral from 0 to 1. Square root of 1 minus x squared dx is pi over 4. So that's it. This is the whole idea for solving second problem by using graph. This is whole idea for solving these two problems. So like this. This one. So next here. So we think about properties of the definite integral here. Assume that function f and the function g are continuous and c is a constant. So what's it like integral from b to a f of x? You have to interchange lower limit, upper limit. We have this result. Negative integral from a to b f of x dx. Second property, the lower limit is exactly same to upper limit. Answer is 0. What's integral from a to b, c? Exactly c times b minus a. Why this is true? I'm going to give the one example. Here, 5 is exactly constant function y. I can define 1, 2, 3. So integral 1, 2, 3, 5 dx. What's that? Exactly area of rectangle. So this length is 2. This height is 5. Exactly 5 times 2. How can you find the 2? Exactly difference between 3 and 1. So we have 5 times 3 minus 1. So we have it. This is true. C times P minus A. This is like a typo, I think, here. So we have integral from A to B, C times f of x. You can take out C. Exactly. C times integral from A to B, f of x dx. So we have integral f of x plus minus g of x and dx. Same. You can distribute integral to the first and second one. We have it. integral from a to b f of x dx is, you can split two integrals. Integral from a to c f of x dx plus integral c to b f of x dx. This is true. The y here. This area is, we can denote it A1. This area is, we can denote it A2. This is a whole area, we can write A. What's it like A? A is exactly same to A1 plus A2. How can you find the A? So we can use definite integral. Integral from A to B, whole thing. F of x dx is exactly whole A. Was it like only this portion, A1? Integral from A to here, midpoint C. Integral A to C, f of x dx, plus here. Second part, C to B. Integral from C to B, f of x dx. This is already true, is right? So we have it always split. The opposite, split, change back to only one integral. This is always possible. The function f of x is greater than or equal to 0 for interval a to b. So integral is always positive. This is always true because the f of x is positive function. So like this, what is integral from a to b f of x dx? Exactly area. This is area A. The area is always positive. This is true. This is true. The similar f of x and g of x for a to b integral is also bigger. So what does it mean? So we have function f of x is top one. G of x is less than f of x from a to b. What is integral from a to b f of x dx? Whole area. What's integral from a to b g of x dx? Only area under the curve g of x. So this area is greater than this area. This is always true. The ninth one, f of x is between m and capital M. We have this result. Reason is very simple. So we can use property 8, m, so f of x, capital M. You can take integral from a to b, so like this. Inequality doesn't change. What's like left hand side? You can use this rule. You can replace only little m. So like this, we have m times p minus a. The middle one is same. What's like right hand side? Only change capital M. We have capital M times p minus a. That's it. We have this rule like this. This is always true. All right. So next tip. So I want to give the more examples by using properties. The first one, integral from 0 to 10 f of x dx equals 17. Integral 0 to 8 f of x dx equals 12. Find integral from a to 10 f of x dx. How can you find? But let me see. We have three numbers in this problem. What's that? 0, 10, 8 is right. We have three numbers. We can draw real line. This is like a 0 and 10. This middle one is 8. So do you know this one? Integral from a to b f of x dx. You can change it to the integral from a to c f of x dx. plus integral c2b f of x dx. So what's that? Here, integral from 0 to 10. Equals integral. What's the first one? 0 to 8 is first one. 0 to 8 f of x dx. The second one is a to 10 plus integral a to 10 f of x dx. Next, we have to use given information. Integral from 0 to 10 f of x dx is 17. 17 equals. Integral from 0 to 8 f of x dx is 12. Plus, last one is integral from a to 10 f of x dx. The last, you can solve this equation for integral from a to 10. Subtract 12 from both sides. What's that? This is the same to 5 equals integral from a to 10 f of x dx. We have it. This is your final answer. The next tip. Write a single integral in the form integral from a to b f of x dx. How can change the here? We can use this idea. Integral from same things. ac f of x dx plus integral c to b f of x dx. How can do that? So this upper limit is exactly same to this lower limit. You can combine integral from a to b f of x dx. Exactly a to b f of dx. Here, what's that? Upper limit is same to lower limit. We can combine integral 5 to negative 5 f of x dx. We can combine. So one more. This is like a negative sign. I can change it to the positive sign. Do you know this one? Integral b to a f of x dx is same to integral a to b f of x dx. You have to interchange lower limit, upper limit. You need to take negative sign. What does it mean? Negative one is going to positive one. Only difference is lower limit is going to upper limit. The upper limit is going to lower limit. Only interchange lower limit, upper limit. Change positive. Integral lower limit is going to upper limit. Upper limit is going to lower limit. F of x dx. This is idea. The next is this lower limit is exactly same to upper limit combined. Integral from the upper limit is going to upper limit. Don't change. The lower limit is going to lower limit. We have it. This is idea. You can change it to the only one integrals. So like this. The next is evaluate the integral from 0 to 3. 9 minus square root of 9 minus x squared plus integral from 0 to 3 absolute value of x minus 1 plus integral from 0 to 3 2dx. How can you do that? So we can use this idea. Only distribute integral to the first, second, third one. So like this. So we have it. You can distribute. You can calculate the each integrals. The first one. The first one is this one. So we have y equals square root of 9 minus x squared. So what's that? So we have this one. This is exactly same to like this. Square the both sides. So we have the y square equals 9 minus x square. You can add the x square to the both sides. So what's that? You can add x squares to the both sides. Cancelled. So we have x squared plus y squared equals 9. The 9 is the same to 3 squared. So what's that? This is circle. Center is 0, 0. Radius is 3. So you can draw graph here. Circle. But what's y value? From the original one, y equals the square root of 9 minus x squared. Always positive. Exactly semicircle, upper semicircle. Here, like this, upper semicircle. This point is negative 3. This is 3. This is like negative 3. So what's like lower limit, upper limit? Lower limit 0, upper limit 3. So exactly lower limit 3, upper limit, lower limit 0, upper limit 3. We have area of a circle. Only this one, the quarter circle, quarter of a circle. So what's like this area? This area is pi times r squared times 1 over 4, just quarter. So we have 1 over 4 times pi times, what's like r? R equals 3. 3 squared. 3 squared equals 9. 9 times pi over 4. 9 pi over 4. So first one is exactly 9 pi over 4. It's like the first one. The next second one. Second one is here. Y equals absolute value of x minus 1. So what's that? Y equals absolute value of x minus 1. What's like a graph of y equals absolute value of x minus 1? So we have this graph. The vertex is x equals 1. The vertex is x equals 1. So we have graph is like a V. This one. So we can choose like a 3. You can plug 3 into x and calculate. Y equals absolute value of 3 minus 1, exactly 2. The y value is 2. So what's that? You need to find area of 2 right triangle. Like this. What's like this the first one? The first one is the base is 1, height is 1. This is 1 here. So we have the area is 1 over 2 times base times height. Exactly 1 over 2. What is this area? The same. 1 over 2 times base. Base is 3 minus 1. The base 3 minus 1 is 2. The height is exactly 2. 2 is crossed out, only 2. What is total area? The all areas above x-axis, you can add these 2 areas. 1 over 2 and 2. 1 over 2 plus 2 equals 5 over 2. So second part is 5 over 2. So like this. The next one. Last one. Y equals constant function 2. Here, last one is y equals constant function 2. What's like a graph of a constant function? Graph of a constant function is horizontal line. Only passing through 2. What's like lower limit, upper limit? Lower limit is 0. Upper limit is 3. You can cut exactly area of this rectangle. The base is 3. Height is 2. What's like area? This area is the 3 times 2. We have 6. So you can add 6. You can combine. So what is the final answer? 9 pi over 4 plus 5 over 2 plus 6 is 17 over 2. 17 over 2. So that's it. This is final answer of this question. This is the whole idea. only distribute integral. You can calculate each integral separately. Next, add it. The all definite integrals. Okay, so this is like all kind of things. This is all of today lecture. So if you have any question, any trouble, so you can send the email to our Karsha, and you can write your question on the discussion board. So we will answer your question. Okay, thank you, all of guys. Goodbye.